Kart Circuit Autobahn. My name is Alan, and today we're going to do a continuation of our kart setup series. We're going to do a chain alignment on this Mark Ignite K3. It's a very simple process, something that you'll want to do once in the beginning of the season and do periodic checks. What you're going to need to do the process is a 4mm Allen wrench, a 10mm socket or box end wrench, as well as a laser alignment chain tool, and we'll show you how to do this in a very short period of time. So most of the Mark Ignite K3 karts have a plastic sprocket guard or a metal sprocket guard here. So in order to do a proper alignment on the chain and get the chain alignment tool on the actual sprocket itself, you're going to have to do a removal of the plastic sprocket guard. For today's purposes, I'm using an impact to speed up the process, but you can also use a box end wrench or a socket wrench as well too. It's very simple. You don't even need to put the Allen wrench in there. What you can do is just zip off the 10mm nut on the back side and just continue on with the process all the way around until you get all 6 of them off. So as I had mentioned earlier, we needed to remove the plastic chain guard in order to get the sprocket alignment tool on there. And what you can do is you can use the original hardware to actually mount the sprocket back onto the sprocket carrier. As you'll notice, there is no sprocket carrier guard on here right now. So what I've done is I've used the original hardware. I've already pre-mounted all of the actual bolts in here, and then I'm just going to tighten up the nuts so I can put the laser alignment tool on there. So now we're actually ready to do the alignment of the chain. And the purpose of what we're doing here is to make sure the rear sprocket is in perfect alignment with the front sprocket. And as you'll notice, there is no plastic chain guard on here, and what I've used is the original hardware bolt and nut, and just secure that on there. And I'm also using a laser alignment tool here made by Sniper. There are many other brands out there, but this is what we're using today. It's very easy to use. As you insert it onto the sprocket, it will push the beam back, and then the beam will actually cover onto the front sprocket, and you'll see whether or not you're having a perfect alignment or not. So you'll notice when I slide this on here, the laser goes on. And one of the things that we need to do here is we are a little bit to the right side of the front sprocket. So what we want to do at this point in time is we're going to use a 6mm Allen and loosen the actual 2 Allen heads that are on the sprocket carrier. It's kind of hard to distinguish the difference between the actual sprocket and the sprocket carrier because they're made out of the same anodized red metal, but this is actually a separate unit that attaches onto the rear axle of the go-kart. It's a very simple process. You actually just take the Allen head, you can loosen it up. It's very simple. Once you loosen it up, you'll notice the sprocket moves left and right, and you can actually see how the alignment tool works at this point in time. So that is a perfect alignment there. You roll it back and forth. That is a really good one there. Now if we were a little bit this way, you can notice that it doesn't touch the front sprocket. You want it to actually be lined up in perfect alignment with the actual front sprocket. Once you get it to that point, you can actually tighten the Allen heads on here, and then your chain is aligned. We'll move on to the next process here once we are done with this. So now that we have the chain aligned perfectly with the rear sprocket with the front sprocket, I'm going to remove the original hardware once again and put the plastic chain guard back on. It's a very simple process. You just repeat what you did before. Well, that concludes our chain alignment for today. It's a very simple process, as you can see. It doesn't take much time. You don't need many tools to do it. There are several benefits to having a properly aligned chain. One is the longevity of your chain. Second is the longevity of your sprockets. It reduces the noise, and it also reduces the chance of a failure during a race, which would be critical, and it would end your day. Once again, thanks for watching our series on chain alignment, which is part of our kart setup series, and follow us on social media. Thanks.